Let's Uncommon Fossil. Today, I want to talk about some new products that are available in the online shop in Live. One of the nice things that Pokemon has done with Live is made available products that they sell IRL in actual stores, and we can buy them in the in-game shop for crystals, which are one of the currencies we earn through the Battle Pass and the daily challenges. So I'm going to approach the question of, as a budget player, should I buy the product through the bundle in the in-game store, or should I craft the cards individually? Because we always have the option to craft the cards one by one in the deck builder. Okay, I'm not going to get into the details of how I did the calculations, but you can convert crystals into credits, and then we can look at what it costs to craft the card. So I looked through this carefully, added up the numbers, and here's the simple conclusions to these 5 products. There's a Scarlet and Violet promo set, and if you should not buy this product in the store. If you want these cards, you should craft them individually. It is much cheaper to do that. The same conclusion applies to the Cyclizar EX box. Again, if you wanted the Cyclizar EX and the Rotom, you should craft them individually. Do not buy the box. Yes, I know you get these 4 extra Scarlet and Violet packs, and that's nice and all, but it's still much cheaper to craft the cards individually. And the general rule of thumb is, for any product that is a few cards and some packs, you should just craft the cards individually. Just that's the rule of thumb you should follow, unless you know there's a reason not to. Then things get more interesting with the decks that are available. There are these EX battle decks. There's 2 of them. These are the successors to the theme decks, right? There was the V battle decks, where you got 1 V Pokemon and some other cards. And now the EX battle decks, obviously, EXs have replaced V, so we have EX battle decks. You get 1 EX in the deck, an Ampharos EX in the Ampharos EX battle deck, and some other Pokemon and trainers. Now, if you didn't own any of the cards in this deck, it would be cheaper to buy the product in the store, buy the deck, but most likely you own a lot of the cards already. It is the collection I have, which I've gotten through the Battle Pass. So opened a lot of Scarlet and Violet decks. You can see most of the cards I already have in my collection. I don't have all the cards in my collection if it's grayed out, and you can see there's 6 cards grayed out. All the other cards are not grayed out, so that means for all those non-grayed out cards, I have all of those that many copies of my collection already. So it's not a product I need to add to my set to build this deck. So it's cheaper for me, and most likely for you, to just craft the missing cards you have, assuming you think you're going to get through the Battle Pass. And I certainly hope you're completing the Battle Pass, because that is a really important part of the economy. A similar situation with the Lucario EX battle deck. We can see once again when I click on the deck that some cards are grayed out. In this case, 4, 5, 7 are grayed out, but most of them are not. So it's still, the situation is, if you didn't have any of the cards, yes, buy the deck, but assuming you have a good number of the cards, which you probably will if you complete the Battle Pass, just craft the cards that you are missing. Then we get to a more interesting question with the 5th and final product, which is the Origin Form Palkia Vstar League Battle Deck. These league battle decks are very good products. So certainly they have competitive value, and for an IRL player, they're a terrific value. If you didn't have these cards in your collection already, you should definitely buy the League Battle Deck if you want it, because it would cost you an awful lot to craft all these cards. That's just the simple truth of it. If you didn't have these cards already, buying the deck is by far cheaper. But at the time I'm recording this, Pokemon has given us a Palkia starter deck, right? And when I went through all the starter decks, I found that you have almost all of the cards in this deck already. So you're only getting a few additional cards. Yes, you get dusting, where you get some credits for the cards that you don't need, that you already have a play set up. But the value isn't there with that. So at this point, if you want to build this deck and you're just short of things a little bit, just craft the individual cards. Like, you need to craft 1 Palkia V, and then you have all the Palkias in this set. And you have to craft a few cards, but basically you already have the vast majority of these cards just from the Palkia starter deck. And if you were around before when Crown Zenith was out, and you picked up the KKR Palkia deck that was part of the Battle Pass, then you even have more cards. But even if you missed that, you're just brand new, just starter deck now, don't buy this battle deck. It's not worth it. Now, the other question to consider is, I've talked about this elsewhere, but the Shadow Rider League battle deck is very good in terms of converting your crystals into credits. So I took a look through the numbers with this deck and to see, is this better, more efficient at converting credits into crystals than, crystals into credits, sorry, than Shadow Rider? And the answer is no, it's not. Shadow Rider is still the best deck when it comes to converting your crystals into credits. You can watch a video on that for more details if you want. So don't buy Origin Form Palkia deck. It's not worth it. Just craft the missing cards. If you really want these EX battle decks for Ampharos and Lucario, perhaps they're worth buying. There's a good chance it's not. You'd have to look at what cards you actually own. And then definitely do not buy the Scarlet and Violet promo set or the Cyclizar EX box. Rather, craft the cards. You'll be much better off for it. So hopefully you find this useful. When meaningful new bundles come out, I will take a look to see what we should do, what I think people should do, and just passing on that information to you. Hopefully you find this useful. Take care.